Understand, I bought my first home 7 years ago. I wish I knew what I knew then. So please make sure I see a lot of people taking notes. That's very, very important. Take some videos. Very, very important. Anybody have a business? Put your hands up. Business. If you are business owners, come on, Ray, come on, come on. Entrepreneurship is not easy. Yeah, yeah. We have LLCs and everything, right? Anybody have got a grant before? Grant, 1, 2. Look at that. Look at that. There's so many grants out there. If you're a business owner, we're gonna look into that, and that's gonna segue to the next thing we have here in the program. Everybody, put your hands together for the Wealth Starter Grant Team. Make some noise. Make some noise. Make some noise. Make some noise. Deja, come forward. Shantae, come forward. Come on, keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Tanya, come forward. Come forward. Come on. Come on. Keep it going for them. Come on. I need the energy. What they doing is not easy. What they doing is not easy. Boss Lady Joanna Edwards, come forward, come forward, come forward. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Understand, there's some boss ladies here, yo. I don't know. Who runs the world? I know.
This is the best. You good to sit? You good with your seat? Okay. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? We need some energy in this room. We're here to learn about building wealth, how to make money, have your tenants pay for your mortgage. That's what we're here to learn today. I'm so excited. My name is Joanna Edwards, co-founder of Thumbprint Realty, founder of Thumbprint Cares, a real estate agent, mompreneur, all the things, you guys. And I'm so excited to be here with you all. We are here with the Wealth Starter Grants panel, and we're going to have each person introduce themselves. We will start with you, Miss Deja.
Good morning, everybody. I'm nervous, so I'm gonna keep looking at my cards. But I'm Deja, better known as Real Estate Day, founder of Black Diamond Consulting, partner with Thumbprint Realty. I help my clients reach their home ownership goals through strategic paths to the closing table. And my mission is simple: to ensure that all of you have an advocate so that the only ending to your journey is a yes.
Amen. Let's go. Shantae, go ahead, girl.
Hi, I'm Shantae Turner. I am your multifamily specialist. So my job is to help you get your multifamily property, whether you are buying your first multifamily or you are looking to expand on your portfolio. I'm here to help you strategize and get to your end goal. Anybody own a multifamily in here? Okay, we got some owners. I heard some not yet.
Soon.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anthonina Fenelon. I am the director of the STASH program that they mentioned earlier at the Massachusetts Affordable Home Ownership Alliance, and it's my pleasure to be here with you to talk about the STASH program, its offerings, exactly what we do. I started out teaching homebuyer education courses at MAHA. We also have the landlord and condo course that's offered for free at our organization as well. So I'll talk a little bit about those programs so that you can sign up, take those classes, and be educated along this journey to home ownership.
Oh, I can't wait. And we're going to actually start with you because I'm excited to hear all of that. So, Antonina, I'm going to start with you. The very first question is, break down the STASH for us. Like, what is it? Who qualifies? And who could actually stack on top of other programs? And if so, how does that work? We're getting right into it.
Great question. So the way the STASH works, our hope is that everyone's going to first start with education. You'll probably find yourself talking to your realtor first or meeting your lender and trying to get a pre-approval. But we really want you to be educated on what does that home buying process look like? What plan do you have to put together? And so we encourage, and STASH requires, that you take a first-time home buyers course with a Chapter-approved agency for STASH specifically. And so what that means is at MAHA, that's a 12-hour class that's virtual for you, either during the week or on the weekends. Our hope is that you'll start there, you'll learn a lot. There's a lot of presenters that come and teach the information to you. You'll walk away with a plan or you'll walk away with notes, and you'll take that information, you'll digest that information, and the next step would be applying to the STASH program. STASH is intended for first-generation, first-time home buyers, as one of the other panelists mentioned. And it's just like first-generation college student. We understand, due to redlining and a lot of discrimination that occurred in the industry, that BIPOC individuals didn't have chances to buy their own home. And so we are intending to help the individuals whose parents have never owned a home. If you're married, your spouse's parents don't own a home. And we want to assist you with guiding you through that process. So similar to what the attorney mentioned and the other panelists, we are there to guide you through that process. We want to make sure that, A, you have further education. So STASH does have an education requirement, which is 8 hours. We also have it's a match savings program. So we require you to save $2,000 in our program in order for you to receive a match. So
Is it just $2,000?
it's just for you to save $2,000 in an account that we create for you.
Okay, just wanted to make sure the folks in the back heard that. Saving $2,000, first generation homeowner, meaning your parents cannot own, correct?
Correct.
All right, go ahead, girl.
And then you attend the education courses, and then you'll have access to a $10,000 or $20,000 grant. Now, STASH is funded based by foundations, the City of Boston, other philanthropists who've decided that STASH is an amazing program. We've been able to help over 400 individuals buy across our state in all towns, municipalities.
Let's clap it up for that. 400 individuals have been able to receive STASH. Amazing.
And so our intention is to educate you, to guide you through the home buying process, get you to save that $2,000 to give you access to a grant. But I will inform you all that it's first come, first serve when it comes to the grants, okay? So you have to understand that there's so many first-gen, first-time home buyers out there. There's so many people who want access to our program, and our funding is, at the end of the day, going to be limited. And so, once you have taken a first-time home buyer course, you've registered with us, and I have business cards, and I can share with you and talk to you offline. You've applied for our program. You've gotten access to our program. Our hope is to then you go out and get that pre-approval. You go out and build that team that you learned about in your one-on-one class and that you learned about today. And when you have that $2,000 in the STASH grant, I will tell you it's not enough. You need to make sure that you're able to stack grants. And so you can stack the grant with the City of Boston's resources. You can stack it with the City of Brockton. You can stack it with if you're a teacher and you have access, or if you are in the construction industry and your local provides $10,000, you can literally stack all these pieces together in order for you to come to the table with less resources. And so that's the benefit of being able to get educated, come through our STASH program, and get you a really good team who knows about these resources. I see plenty of buyers who are just going where the wind blows, in essence, right? So you want to make sure you're building a team who's informed about the affordable products and the resources in our city so that you can make the best of that purchase.
I hope you're sticking around, Nina, because you're going to get a lot of questions. I'm telling you that right now. Deja and Shantae. Now, I refer to these two ladies as the NACA queens, and they're going to tell you what NACA is in a little bit. But you're in the field every day. What is the biggest misconception you run into about down payment assistance? I'll start with you, Deja.
I think the biggest misconception isn't a misconception at all. A lot of people don't know these programs even exist. I do a lot of educating on social media and talking to folks, and then the folks that, even if they do know about it, they don't know how to access it, which leads a lot of buyers to purchase and leave hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table going through their home ownership journey. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest to me.
Now, I want Shantae to drop a bomb on y'all because she's going to tell you guys what the NACA program is. But Shantae Turner purchased a $1.1 million 3-family home in Boston and only came out of pocket, how much?
$10,000.
No. Let's give her a round of applause for that. We got to drop a bomb for that. Now, Shantae, I know this panel is about grants, but there are so many programs out there that give buyers an opportunity to be able to purchase multi-million-dollar homes who think it's so far-fetched. Can you tell us first what the NACA program is and how you came about only coming out of pocket $10,000?
Yes, so the NACA program is a program that has 0 down payment, 0 closing costs, no PMI, and they typically have below market interest rate. It's a nonprofit that is specifically focused on helping people get into home ownership, and I utilize that program to help me buy my multifamily home in the city of Boston.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's give it up. Let's give it up for that. So NACA started to prevent predatory lending, right? There was that big crash in 2008 where folks were losing their homes left and right? And they were losing their homes because lenders were just giving them pre-approvals without really vetting and really giving them the home buying preparation. So NACA is an education organization where they make sure you budget, they make sure you can afford it, and they make sure they prepare you for home ownership. And in return, they're gonna give you some money, right? They're gonna give you some money to be able to buy not only your biggest home, but your best home. So make sure you connect with these ladies, and we're gonna provide a Q&A on how you can get connected to NACA as well. All right, so another question for you, and this could be anyone on the panel, how much money are we actually talking about? Like, walk us through what someone could realistically stack, right? Walk us through what someone could realistically stack when it comes to down payment assistance.
So I've seen clients stack stash program to purchase, let's say, this specific example would be for the city of Boston. She was able to stack $20,000 for stash funds. She was also able to stack the Section 8 program, which at that time was giving about $75,000. So
Which is
that
now
together-
$95,000.
Yep, so $95,000 then. She also participated in an Urban Edge program, another nonprofit organization in the city of Boston that gives like $5,000 when you improve your credit, for instance. So there you go, $100,000 towards her transaction. And every individual is different. Everybody's coming to the table. No two buyers are the same. And so you can stack as many resources together. You can stack loans and grants together. So it really just depends, but it's important for you, before you go shopping for a home, that you first start talking about where's the down payment assistance resources, applying for those resources, making sure you understand what applications and resources, documents they're going to need from you before you go shopping. Because the last thing I want is someone to put an offer on a home, get their money tied up, and then it's like, oh, I'm going to need $55,000. I don't have that. Where do I get it from? And then it's a clock, right? You're on the clock to be able to find those resources, and you might lose the property.
And so just to recap what you said, you could stack BHA, which is right now given $95,000, stash anywhere between $10,000 to $20,000. Then you have the One Plus Boston, right, that you can stack on top of that. And if there's any other private grants, because you're in a specific profession, so we're looking at almost over $150,000 that you can stack for down payment assistance because you have a pulse, simply, right? So that's amazing. Shantae, once someone is approved, how long will they actually, like, how long will it take for them to actually see the money? Like, walk us through a timeline.
So once someone is approved, you get the money at the closing table, right? But you will have, upfront, you will know how much money that you're going to be approved for. So this is going to help you determine how much money you're able to put down on the house, and then determines how much house that you can afford. So in the beginning, you'll get an idea of what you qualify for, and then that money comes to you at the closing table and is applied to your down payment assistance or your closing costs. Depending on the program, you can also use it to buy down your interest rate, which is huge, because let's say you have a 5.5% interest rate. If you have enough funds, you can buy that down to a 4.5%, and then you're going to save on your mortgage over time.
But I also want to add, right, just because you're getting down payment assistance does not mean you don't need money at all. Like, you're not going to come, walk up to somebody and say, I heard you giving me $120,000, here I am. Like, you need to have at least $1,000, right, for your earnest money deposit, and your upfront costs, right? You need to have a home inspection, right? There's some lending costs as well that's associated. So working with an agent that's gonna walk you through how much money you need to actually have, that's part of the preparation process, but also being able to go to closing with no money. There's been clients who's walked, gone to closing and have brought $0 or brought as low as $300, but the biggest point here is you need to have some money, okay? I just wanna get that in your heads. Even though this down payment assistance is great, you need to have some money. Antonina, what are some of the top 3 programs you tell every client about? The ones you wish more people knew existed, and what does someone need to know to qualify or need to do to qualify?
Yeah, so I tell clients that they need to get educated, first and foremost. I want you to spend that time to take the class that you, at the first-time homebuyer class, so that you get that certificate. The certificate that's issued from a first-time homebuyer course gives you access to affordable mortgage products like the MHP, Mass Housing Partnership One Plus program if you're living in the city of Boston, One Mortgage if you're trying to buy across the state. That is an affordable mortgage product. And I really wish that folks understood that Massachusetts is different from every other state in the nation. Okay, we have affordable products like the MHP that Maha and the City of Boston and banks came together to create for low to moderate income individuals. And so if you fit underneath that 100% area median income, AMI, then the one mortgage should be your first stop. Working with the realtor, working with the loan officer that understands the MHP product, but also a lender that actually provides it. When you have that product, then you can say, okay, how much can I qualify for? And then you can go down the line and say, okay, I don't qualify for this, or there's not enough resources. Let's go to the next product, which is the mass housing product. And then there's FHA loans, and there's other products based on what your goal of home ownership is. I really wish that folks understood their goals of home ownership when they start the process. Not just about buying the home, getting that $700,000 pre-approval. It's really about my goal is to buy a home that I can invest in, that my family can live in, that they'll be able to afford down the line, one in which I don't have to work 8 jobs to be able to pay that mortgage as the mortgage increases over time, right? So really setting those goals are really important when they're going through the home buying process, and then ensuring that they're shopping for the mortgage product, going to the right lenders, and please vet your loan officers. It's very important. You'll start with someone, you give them all your documents, they ghost you for 2 weeks. I tell my clients 2 days. Talk to them, interview them, and if you're gonna send your documents, give them 2 days to respond. Follow up, and after 2 days, I'm going to the next person, because time is money for them and for you.
And that kind of segued in my next question, which you already answered, is what you wish clients knew more about. Shantae, I want you to give us the real deal on NACA. Like, what does a realistic timeline look like when you are starting the NACA process? Because we know that NACA, although it's great, it does have a bit of a reputation. So can you explain what a real process is? If you were meeting a buyer today, like, what are you going to tell them about NACA?
So I always tell
This
people.
goes for you too, Deja, if you want to chime in.
I always tell people NACA is not if you want to go fast, but it's if you want to save a lot of money, right? Everybody's process is different. NACA is a counseling agency. So unlike a traditional lender, you can go in and say, here's my documents, and they'll have you pre-approved in 24 to 72 hours, right? That's not the case with NACA. They're going to thoroughly vet you and make sure you can afford the mortgage. So they do certain things like, although they do not require a credit score, which is great, they are going to look at your credit history. They have what is called they do character-based lending, right? So it's not, oh, your credit score, it's low, but it's like, if you have a late payment, right, and it's over 90 days, you have to wait 12 months. You have to show 12 months of no late payments in order to get qualified with them. Not every lender is going to do that, but they want to make sure you can afford your home. So it really does vary on your situation. I had someone get through the program in 3 months. I had people it takes 8 months to get through, and that's just the reality of it. But they are doing that because they want to make sure you can afford the home. So if you have patience and you want to save a lot of money, I say it's definitely worth it.
So, Deja, I'm going to ask you a few questions about NACA, and you're going to say yes or no, okay?
Got
cool?
it.
Is there an income limit with NACA?
No.
Can you buy a home with any credit score?
Yes.
Can you buy a home anywhere in Massachusetts?
Yes.
Can you buy a single, multi, in any condition?
Yes.
Will they give you money towards repairs?
Absolutely.
Listen, what are we talking about? Let's pop it up. What are we talking about? Now, I know it sounds too good to be true, it does. And Shantae sat here and told you she bought a home for $1.1 million and put down $10,000. Deja also bought a home. Can you tell us how much your home was worth?
I bought at $1,065,000.
And how much did you pay out of pocket?
$10K.
What are we talking about?
I also received $40,000 from the City of Boston, which I used to buy down my rate. And then I tapped into Mass Saves and got a new furnace that was also worth $40,000 for free.
Absolutely, I love it. All right, and I wanted to touch upon something about income limits, because I know you mentioned AMI, 135%, 80%, 100%. How many folks in here knows what an AMI is and knows what the percentages mean? So as a person who's still in the field working with clients, I find that people still don't know how to qualify when it comes to 100% AMI, 80% AMI, or 135% AMI. And when folks hear affordable, they usually think it's low income. Can you talk a little bit about what that means? What does AMI mean? And what do the percentages mean? So folks can have a clearer understanding.
Yeah, so area median income is what AMI stands for, and it's per county. It's there are many calculators out there. The MetroList.gov Boston website. You can go onto their website and actually put in your income, and that will generate exactly where you fall within the AMI calculation. It's not a calculation that we as certified HUD certified housing counselor actually calculate for you. It's more so it's generated by, I would say, HUD, yeah. HUD calculates what it is based on standards, and then it kind of just falls based on county. And so for Suffolk County, when you are 80% or 100%, like certain housing opportunities will pop up because your income falls within these guidelines, and it gives you access to affordable products. Certain mortgages will say, hey, they're income restricted. So before you think about affordable home being for poor people, as some people think, or for the less fortunate, it's really important that you just understand that it's income-based, and sometimes the numbers are really high.
Yeah.
I'm trying to jog my memory, see if I remember what it is for Suffolk County. I think it's in the hundreds right now, 113,000 or something like
Yeah,
that
like
for a household of one.
Yeah.
And it's per household size, so that's really important to understand. So we're counting you, your partner, and children when we talk about household size, not just the individuals that are earning income. And so you want to count yourself and anybody in the house that's going to be living in this new purchased property. When you're talking about your household size and determining on these charts that are readily available online exactly how much your AMI is. And that will dictate how far you can go. In some counties with purchasing a home would also go as far as you go for get additional assistance. But again, it's really important you build that team, you get the education from the housing counseling agencies so that they can help guide you and point you in the right direction. And you have these pointers to say, hey, I qualify for this because of my AMI.
And that AMI may mean what you qualify for in Suffolk County, which is Boston, which includes Boston, may not be what you qualify for if you are buying in Fall River, right?
Correct.
So simply that's what it means. It breaks down your income, location, and when you think about household size, if we're talking about a household of two, that could be you and your newborn. That could be you and your child that's under the age of 18, right? Mm-hmm. So they're counting two folks, but technically it's one income if you're the only one working, right? So think about that when you think about your household size, and for those who are including adults over the age of 18, be mindful that they're going to use the income of the other adult that's over the age of 18 and they're working. So if you're shacking up with your boyfriend that you're not married to that can potentially disqualify you from down payment assistance, you might want to tell them to go buy their own home so they can take advantage of the down payment assistance and so that you can take advantage of the down payment assistance so y'all could come into that union with multi-family properties. All right? All right, and to close out, this question is for everyone. What is one thing you wish every person in Boston knew about programs right now? And we can go down the list, and we'll close out.
I wish they knew that these programs are not sitting around waiting for you to get it together. We've seen Mass Dreams come and go, and so many of these programs, recently Mass Housing did their 0% interest loan, and the deadline for that moved up because so many people were prepared and took advantage. So prepare now. Don't wait until you're ready. Don't wait until that landlord's like, yo, I'm selling, you gotta get out. Get your stuff together so that you can utilize these programs because they're not waiting around for you.
Amen. Shantae?
I would say know that you have options, right? We just sat up here and we spoke about a number of different products that are available to you. Don't feel stifled and feel like, oh, I can only do FHA. Explore your options, see what program works best for you. As Jay-Z said, there are a million ways to get it. Choose one.
A lot of people start our programs with the idea that they want to buy home for generational wealth. And I always tell them, it doesn't become generational wealth until you create an estate plan. until you've locked that home up and made sure that you've put the insurance aside, you've created the plan, and you have worked with an attorney to do so. And so as much as we say I'm buying it for this reason, there's another step after buying a home, and that's talking to a real estate attorney to ensure that does estate planning specifically to ensure that that home is going to be for the children that you want it for. And have conversations with your children. If it's intended for them, but they want to live in Miami and they want to live in California, it's likely that that property is going to get sold at some point in time. So you just want to ensure that you're having those conversations. And again, it's not going to become generational wealth until you've created that estate plan.
Shameless plug, Starlene Owls is in the building here, and she's an estate planning attorney. So if you have any estate planning needs, definitely have a conversation with her. Give it up for our Wealth Starter Grants panel, guys. Thank you guys so much.